How you doing? How you doing? I don't even know if there's anybody here, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm here. And if you're hanging out with me, it's Sunday morning. I got my cup of coffee. I've got some bagging and boarding to do. And I'm getting ready for the two great live shows that happen at the top of the hour. We got Gem Mint and Fee over at Gem Mint Collectibles. And then we've got the mightiest panel of them all over at Conquistadors Hobbies. So I figured, you know what? I'm already up. I'm going to bag and board waiting for these shows. I might as well go live and see if there's anybody out there who wants to hang out with me. So cheers to anybody who's watching this on the rewind. This is going to be a short one, maybe 30 minutes or so. And maybe we'll go over what I've just read this week. And I'll bag and board some of the stuff we got going on. Man, awkward sip of coffee. Man, we do have a few people popping in the chat. Let me go ahead and highlight some of these great peeps here. We have Sir Ruben Guzman is in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Cyborg Dad Mystery is hanging out, as well as Mr. Unknown Comics Guy. Great job yesterday on that auction. YouTube Big Lion Cat, dude. I can't be loud. The kids are all asleep. Everybody's still asleep, so I got to be quiet. Big Lion Cat crushed it yesterday on your auction, man. Warlord, yes, I was watching. I'm always watching. There was 5 different auctions going on at the same time yesterday. It was insane. Batman Popster is in the chat this morning. How are you? Flash Ray is here. Deep Dive Comics. Man, your channel grew a little bit yesterday, didn't it? Congratulations on that. That was nice, wasn't it? Getting a little bump, getting a few new subscribers. Hey, there's another channel that grew a little bit. Adrian Panda, awesome. Great job yesterday on that stream with Jason over at Southern Comic Geek. He was celebrating 500 subscribers, and he's talked about what you got to do for 600 subscribers. So he's kind of already laid out how you enter that. And I think he's going to be there pretty quick. So you may want to check that out on the rewind. Tim Blur Vlogs is in the chat. Thanks for taking the time, my friend, this morning. And there he is, Mr. 36 Chambers Tattoo Studio. Big supporter of the channel. Yes, appreciate you taking the time. Ooh, Deep Dive says, I posted a video this morning. You've got content? We're going to have to go ahead and throw that into the Patreon creator tier. I didn't see that came out. What? The winner of your free giveaway is Cyborg Dad Mystery. Dude, I got a pile of stuff for Cyborg Dad Mystery. A bunch of books and some t-shirts. Oh, I got to get that out to him. But anyway, I wanted to... couple of things. Now that I actually have a few people in here, I can ask the questions that I wanted to ask as I'm getting ready for next week's Nerd News show. I'm looking for some snippets of news that I can highlight during the course of the week, both in the comic book world and in the Funko Pop world. Now, in the Funko Pop world, I'm really looking for some more source material, some more sites that I should be monitoring, that I should be paying attention to besides just Funko.com. And I did get a few. I definitely got a couple ones on Instagram, but as I'm paying attention to what the ones on Instagram are doing, they're not notifying you any earlier than Funko is on your email. So definitely looking for that. If anybody in the chat has any good comments on that, or if you're watching on the rewind, if there's any good source material for Funko news that I could be referencing in my Nerd News show during the course of the week. And then, in the comic book world and the movie world, what do you think is the hot news? I'll tell you what the hot news was. Did you watch that documentary last night over at Bear Island Comics? It was 45 minutes of goodness. My cheeks hurt when it was over. I was smiling so hard. Who knew that C2E2 in March was the last major con? In that document, it's a documentary. I know they call it a movie, but it's a documentary. I could absolutely see that piece of work being on any network, television, because it was really, really well produced. If you haven't seen it, it's in the top picks playlist. I think it's, number 2, probably behind some of my stuff. But go check it out. Real quick, Crazy Guy comic song 2 Crazy with that Silver Surfer avatar is in the chat. How you doing? Thanks for taking the time to hang out this morning. So as I mentioned, I kind of just shared this. This is kind of going to be a 30-minute hangout until we get to the top of the hour, because we got 2 of the big Sunday shows that are going to be going live, and you're not going to want to miss either one of those. So this is kind of like the warm-up act. We're going to get you warmed up as we get ready for those shows. I figured I was going to be up drinking coffee anyway, so might as well go live. Hey, Hawaiian Punch 72, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Yes, he went to C2E2, right? The hot exclusive from that last C2E2, I actually did get my hands on one of those. Thanks to who gave that to me now that I think about it? No, big supporter of the channel, the king of mystery boxes. You know him. Should I be playing his bumper? Chad RCG actually got a bunch of those yellow cover, the banana Wolverine, and he did send me one, which was kind of cool. So I was able to score one of those, even though I wasn't at that actual con. All right, real quick, since I do got a couple people joining in the chat, I do appreciate each and every one of you. Kenneth Bird is here. Comic Mag Musing is hanging out. I'm working on something, and okay, I gotta admit, so I told you, I don't really watch a lot of network television unless it's maybe a major sporting event, especially now World Series. Definitely watched the World Series last night. Did you see what happened in the 9th inning of the World Series? Right? Was that just insane? First of all, I'm not a Dodger fan, but they came through with two. Every single run that the Dodgers scored last night was with a 2-out hit. That's insane. In a World Series, talk about the pressure of a 2-out situation, and they had 7 2-out RBIs. It was insane. Anyway, the only other shows that we really watch in the house, and when I say we, my wife and I during the weekends, ready for it? You guys ready for it? We're either watching, and you guys, you're probably going to deny it. You're going to deny it, but you know it's on in the house, and therefore you get sucked into these things. But especially during the holidays, we're watching a lot of Hallmark, right? And a lot of HGTV. And HGTV has those renovation shows, which is why I was laying pavers again yesterday. Don't have your wife watch HGTV and then dream up some stuff for the backyard, because you, my friend, will be laying pavers, which I am getting pretty good at it. But still, I laid some pavers yesterday. Actually, I took down a wall to put it back up right. Let me get back on point. One of my favorite shows, you're going to hear it right now. I don't even know what the heck the name of the show is. It's called Hidden Potential. Hidden Potential is the name of the show, and I know none of you guys are watching this. But what this lady's doing is she's taking her old shows and she rewatches her, a couple of segments of her show, and her intro is really slick. She's like, "Hey, I'm in the studio," and I was thinking, I'm going to try this. So I started to craft up my little, hey. So you guys ready? I'm going to deliver it now. If it turns out good, I'll just cut it out of here. Ready? Hey, JB here, and I was just sitting in the studio where all the magic happens. I'm gonna zoom in on that part, by the way. Where all the magic happens, watching some of my older Nerd News episodes, and I came across this segment I thought you may like. All right, so that's the intro, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the older unboxings and repackage them up with that intro, and then, add a different outro to them, and then do the Filmora graphics that I'm having fun popping in there. So, during the live unboxings, they're not good to watch. You're hearing all the crackling and crunching of the tape. You can't fast forward through that when it's happening live. So I want to repackage those unboxings, fast forward through all of the unpackaging, and then maybe put up those extra lower thirds that I've been using on my other videos to describe each of the books that comes up. So then this is the ending. You guys ready for this? Okay, so it says insert. This is my script, by the way. Ready for this? Insert. Okay, so after I do the, I came across a segment I thought you may like. And then I'll do that intro saying, the sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And then I'm either going to insert an unboxing or one of the comic reviews, because those aren't actually bad, especially if I added some extra graphics, especially straight up cover my face, and zoom in on some panels while I'm giving my review and cut out all the stuttering zims and uhs and ahs. And kind of, dude, I'm almost at 700 videos, by the way. Big Will pointed that out to me. He's like, dude, you're almost at 700 videos. Now, let me point out something. for a channel with almost 700 videos, I have got to be one of the worst channels ever with 700 videos, right? You'd think, man, you'd have a lot more subs with 700 videos. But the concept of the channel isn't really good for gaining subscribers. When all you're doing all day is sending everybody else to every other channel out there, it's not great for audience retention and stuff like that, right? But hey, it is what it is. So I figured, hey, I got this big, huge library of content, most of which nobody's watching again. So I might as well pull out some of those elements, some of the good unboxings, and I could now edit them out and then add those additional graphics to make it, spice it up and give me some additional content. And then this is how the thing's going to end. You ready? All right, my script ready. All right. Hey, if you like what you just saw today, if you like what you saw in today's video and you're interested in picking up something on eBay, please consider using one of the links in the description below. Yes, it's an affiliate link, and a small portion of the eBay fees will go to support the channel, and we really, really appreciate that. Thanks again, and don't forget, we had a good time. And then you play the end cut, right? So I got a new intro. Hey, JB here sitting in the studio where all the magic happens, right? Introduce that older content, add the Filmora graphics, the thirds and the give you the date, the publisher, maybe the cover artist, give you some information about the comic book instead of just me holding it up going, hey, this is what I got. And then come in with the ending and see if I can repackage and get a few more views out of that. Hey, Matt at Mr. Comics 89 is here, and man, we haven't seen this person. Dr. Von Chilla is in the chat. Man, thanks for hanging out. Southern Comic Geek, by the way, I mentioned yesterday. He went live and he was celebrating that 5 great giveaways, by the way. Great job on that. He went live with Adrian Panda Awesome and Matt, Mr. Comics 89, and I was in the chat. He crushed it on that one, and he dropped basically the information on the next giveaway, the 600 giveaway. So, and it's simple. It's like hashtag, I don't know what it is, but there's a hashtag that you got to drop, and he wants you to drop it on smaller channels, like as a comment on smaller channels. Anyway, I'm hanging out. Remember, this is just a hangout, folks. You know what I need to do before Biggie kills me? Because Biggie's going to go, dude, that whole time you were on there, you never bagged and boarded anything. So let's bag and board a few things. And while I'm bagging and boarding a few things, let's talk about what I read last week. Anybody read Venom? Read Venom 29, all caught up on my Venom. Now, they talk about thumbnails and some clickbait. I'll tell you, there's some clickbait, right? That doesn't happen. None of these scenes actually happen on the cover. But I like where the story's going. I guess they're wrapping it up in the next issue. So that'll be good. There it is. There it is. I can highlight that. Hashtag SCG sent me. That's true. Deep Dive did mention that the comic, they're rigged. That's true. Hi, LA Comic Bro. How you doing? Okay. Batman 101. What'd you think of the little fight between the bodyguard and, how this whole story is? The spoilers, by the way. If you haven't read this, I'm feeling bad, but you should have already read it. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. You should have read it already. So this little fight with the bodyguard here. This dude with the red thing on his face, wrong side. This guy right here. That was pretty interesting, and now we're going to see a leaner Batman because he ain't got no money. The money that was all hidden is now not hidden. So therefore you can't be funding Batman shit with the not hidden money as it was described to him. So anyway, that was a very interesting read. My next one, man. Okay. I read this thing cover to cover, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I know some people were hating on this thing, but man, this dude is just it. I can't even. He is the worst scum on the earth, basically, and the whole mix-up where he ends up becoming a very important part of this overarching story arc about some really cool spacey stuff, probably. But you've just really got somebody who is just a scumbag who now holds the key. Very interesting. Now this one, Dune. Read my Dune #1, and let me tell you my complete and total exposure to the world of Dune. The movie, the first movie. That was it. Ain't never read any of it. Ain't never read no books, ain't never read no graphic novels, never read no comics, never read nothing. My only exposure was that first movie. So, going on, that's it. That's all I know, which, by the way, when I was a kid, that movie was too long. It was just too long. That's what I really remember about that movie, right? Now, I've seen it come on again, and I've stopped in, and it's still too long. Just saying. Anyway, so Red Dune, House of Atreides, issue number 1 here. And yeah, very interesting, you know, considering that it looks like there's 2 princes here. These are going to be the 2 princes. And he ready to take over. He want to get rid of his father, who's already been in power for 155 years. I mean, God, these guys got a long lifespan. Again, spoilers. Sorry, guys. Spoilers. So check that out. Now let me get a few bag and boards done before Biggie Shack says, dude, you did a whole nother stream and you never bagged and boarded anything. There he is. Biggie Shack's in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Who Dat Comics and Movies is here. J Hood Creative. Man, I love that show with Alan. If you guys aren't watching J Hood, Coach Vic, and Alan on Saturday mornings, come on. It's my favorite Saturday morning show. He makes sure he mentions that too, because I mentioned it. It is my favorite Saturday morning show. All right, what do we got? Flash Ray said, yeah, he has the same feeling about Dune. It's too long. Yeah. Right? Right. Oh, man. Their lives are like the movies. Too long. Very nice, Mr. Unknown Comics. So I'm going to get a couple of... What am I bagging and boarding with? I am totally not sponsored by any. I don't have a single sponsor for anything. Nothing. I wish. I ain't got no discount codes. I can't send you to a bajillion sponsors before I start the show. I don't got none of that stuff. But I do use these, and I buy them in bulk. But I'm using My Light 2 Silver Ages and the fullbacks. And anything that I think I'm going to keep in my personal collection, I like to put in those. But I'm not putting anything modern in it, because I'll be honest with you, of those 10 books I just showed you in the modern, I may not keep any of them. I don't know if any of those are long-term keepers in the collection. All of, maybe Star Wars. Did I even show you the Star Wars? I haven't even showed you the Star Wars yet. Star Wars. There's some stuff that I'm collecting, but almost everything I showed you in the read, I probably would get rid of it, you know? Batman. I'll keep him Batman. Venom. That's my Venom to keep. Yeah, you know, but still, the rest probably go. Let's hit the chat real quick. We still got 12:15. We got about 15 minutes before we're gonna sign off. We got some really cool streams coming at the top of the hour. You got Conquistador Coffee and the mightiest panel of them all over at Silver Age Sundays. There is a link in the live stream playlist. By the way, if you didn't know, I actually do maintain the live stream playlist, not the top picks so much. That's not true. If you open up the expanded version of the top picks, you're going to see stuff that's not in those first 12. And then what ends up happening is on Monday morning, I kind of delete those first 10 because those are the ones I showed on the Friday show, and everything slides forward. So there are things that's starting to accumulate in the top picks, but mainly I'm not updating that for that first page. But the live stream playlist, dude, I am updating that all the time. I bet you I update that at least once an hour, where I'm going in there, and if something ended, I take it out. And if somebody schedules something new, I put it in, I slot it where it goes. Now, what's the use of that? You're like, dude, I can get most of that on my homepage. Yeah, when something's live and it's already on, boom, yeah, go to your homepage, boom, it's all right there. But if you want to know what's coming on after, yeah, you can do some sorting and stuff. But I got it right there. Just go to the page. Go to the page, check it out. All the links you could, right to those shows. And anyway, I figure it's a convenience. I did it because I always had a hard time finding the live shows. All right, so he says, I picked up 3 bags of My Lights on Facebook Marketplace for $15 the other day. That's a good deal, actually. All right, I don't JB. We're going to go on Monday. Okay, yeah, I'm going to get my ass kicked on Monday in this show that I've got myself into. And if anybody has any strategy or any way that you think Wolverine can beat Darkseid, I'd love to hear it. Hit me up on Instagram, because I don't think I really have a really good chance on Monday. So I'm just, because when he gave me the choices, I said Monday. When you know you're going to take the beating, you might as well take it early, right? If you there's no reason to prolong it. If you do, when you had the bad report card and you were bringing it home, My strategy was get it in his face early, take it, and move on with life. You know, I wasn't going to just sit on it till like Sunday afternoon before I had to go to school on Monday and I needed his signature kind of thing. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You brought that shit in on Monday, you dropped it on the table, and you took it. So I'm thinking I'm going to just go on Monday and just take my beating. Anyway, Deep Dive says, Southern Comic Geek, I even added your channel to the friends of the... Nice. Look at that, Deep Dive. Very nice. He says, just poked out there. Nice. Nice. You're getting rid of the golden. Wow, you know, I'm actually going the other way. I'm really looking at keeping the silver and the bronze and offing everything else. Seriously. I'm right now. Do you guys remember when House of X, Powers of X, you know, hit? I was in. I was all in. And when all these titles came out, I said, you know what? I'm going to get them all, and then I'll drop some later. How many of us do this? And then you don't drop any. And every issue right at the end is like, oh, you got me just enough to get me into the next issue. And now I'm looking at short boxes on short boxes of all these modern X titles, which I don't want. The story was great, but now I want to get rid of them. So I'm probably going to like put these into runs straight up. Excalibur, X-Force, New Mutants, just put the whole run together and off them. Because I've read them. I read them. You know, they're not keepers. They're not keys. Anyway, Dr. Von Schiller says, starting my first Mylar Snugs. Starting with my first Mylar Snugs in 1982. It took me 35 years, but I finally got my entire collection into Mylar. No need to rebag ever again. Wow, congratulations to you, man. That's one hell of an investment, though, I bet. Because it ain't cheap. One, it ain't cheap. You gotta admit, the rebagging and the boarding of your stuff is kind of fun. You know, it's kind of part of the hobby, you know, is to go rebag and board with your stuff, which reminds me, again, if I don't rebag and board at least one book in here, Biggie Shaq's gonna call me out on that shit, so I don't want to do that. Yes, Lou Comics and Pops is here. How you doing? He said, Wolverine survived a lava pit in the last issue. He can survive Omega beams. Right. Collectors say they're going to cut back like 400-pound guys. So yes, thank you very much, Jason, for that analogy. Hey, I want to welcome to the stream Zen Multiverse. It says, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Thanks for hanging out today, Zen. So as I mentioned, I better actually rebag some of this stuff. I have something to rebag. Oh, is this not the box I wanted? Ain't nothing in here I'm bagging. What are you talking about? I'm selling that whole box. That whole box is going for sale. I don't want anything in that box. What box is I looking for? I know this is not great for the stream as I'm looking for something, but babe, what do you guys think of the new music I chose? Is it too loud? Is it okay? I just found that one on YouTube. I like some of that new stuff. Wolverine has also survived a nuke. Yes, I agree. Still, Darkseid gonna kill it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I got one for you. Show me if anybody's ever seen this book before, man. I was, you know, am I going to sell it? Am I going to keep it? I'm going to sell it. I'm going to keep it. I decided I'm going to keep it. And if it's going to keep, it's going into the Mylar. Anybody ever seen this one before? Stan Lee's Superman. DC Comics. Just imagine how Stan Lee would have imagined him. I think I'm going to keep that one a PC. So you're going to go into the Mylars. Which, by the way, this stuff is amazing. You want to make your comic look just amazing? Stick it in a freaking Silver Age Mylar. It's like beer goggles, man. Straight up. All right, there's another one. I don't know if this was worthy of keeping status. Check this one out, man. I'm gonna have to take it out of the bag first. Old Justice League of America. I keep Stan Lee's Superman, but I didn't like the story at all. Ooh, got it. I've seen a Stan Lee Batman, but I haven't seen that. Okay. He did his own version of Batman and a bunch of DC characters. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get them all now. Okay, here's one I think is worthy because it's a 12 center. It's a 12 cent Justice League. I still need to make sure that the cover's attached and all that other good stuff just in case I do decide to sell it. No, this one's good. Check this thing out, man. Justice League. Look at this thing in the middle, man. What is that? Let's throw that in the Mylars. All right, we got a comment. Crazy Guy song says, you know what? I lost this week alone, my friend, from Monday. So we started Tuesday. -1 Tuesday, -1 Wednesday. Nothing on Thursday. -1 on Friday. -1 on Saturday. No, Saturday we picked up 3. Because of Jason at Southern Comic Geek. Yes, a couple of people in his stream actually subscribed to me, which was pretty nice. I appreciate that. So, yeah, it was a rough week. Rough week for me, too, man. I feel you. What's Dr. Von? Oh, aggressively relaxing. One of the best handles in the game. What's good, man? What's good? I love that handle. All right, Mylar is worth every penny, and in this half-century's collector's opinion, it's the only way to go. Expensive, yes, but still the only way to go. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. So now let's take this same book. Oh, man. Could they ever have that advertisement? Look at this advertisement on the back, man. Mattel's new M16 Marauder. If you think this gun looks great, wait till you hear it. Come on, man. Would they ever have an advertisement like this anymore? Holy moly. Sign of the times, my friend. 1967. Mattel. Right? Well, I saw a meme the other day, and it said, I think Lady Fantastic shared it on Instagram, and it said, "Do you agree?" or something to the effect of that the time out generation. She was comparing the timeout generation to the got my ass kicked generation, which was me. I got my ass kicked. You didn't do the shit the kids do. I couldn't even imagine saying some of the shit my kids say to me, to my dad back in the day, because it just didn't go down like that. You would never even thought having some of the words come out of my mouth like that. Oh my goodness, times are changed. But there's the Mylar magic on this Justice League of America. What issue is this? Number 55. Justice League of America, number 55, 12 center. All right, what does he says? I'm sending 6 short boxes that need to be bagged and boarded. I'll pay 5 cents per book. Nice, man. Send it. It's great content. It's great content for the show. We just go on and on and on. All right, man, you're awesome today, man. I want to get Dr. Von Chill on the show. After a while, a hardcore Mylar user begins thinking in terms of purchasing anything. Right? Is it worthy to go in the Mylar? I don't want it. Screw it. Hey, Dennis Hayes, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you taking the time. We're going to go another 5 minutes, I think, maybe, because I think Jem and Fee go off at 9:05, so we're going to go another 6 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up for right for them. And then you got 2 choices. We got multiple choices. I mean, it's YouTube. I'm sure there's a ton of choices out there. But the 2 major streams that are coming up are Gem Mint Collectibles at 9:05 a.m. Eastern Pacific Standard Time, 9:05 Pacific Standard Time, 12:05 Eastern Standard Time, and Conquistador Hobby and the mightiest panel of them all on Silver Age Sundays. If you haven't seen that show, I'm telling you, you're missing out. So we'll be getting off in time for them to start. This was just a hangout, a little bagging and board, and I think this one turned out great, man. Number 55, Justice League of America. All right. Man, I think there's more. I wanted to get rebagged in this one. Ooh, tell me if these are worthy of keeping. I don't have them all. And I got this really cool thing from Big Will, the window thing. You guys ever seen this window thing? But I don't want to keep it in there. I need to send that back to him. But what about the JLA Avengers run? JLA Avengers 1 through 4. I think I've only got like 2 of them. So I love telling this story, and only people my age will know what this means. If you ever heard the story of Alice's Restaurant 3-part harmony, my dad is smiling down on me right now. You know, the summary of the story is they go to the dumps on, I believe, Thanksgiving, and it's closed. And they notice that other people have just kind of dumped their stuff off the side since the dumps was closed. And the question was, hey, man, should I pick that stuff up and clean it up, or should I just put my stuff down there? Very similar how I feel sometimes. When I have 2 of a 4-issue limited series, do I sell the 2 or do I buy the other 2? And more times than not, I buy the other 2. JLA Avengers. In the Mylar. Looking good. Looking good. Ooh. I think 20-cent Shazam might deserve a little Mylar love. Plus, now there's another reason why a Mylar. Again, if the bags are old and funky and you think you might be selling it, might as well just throw it in the Mylar. It looks so much nicer when you present it to everybody. So right here, we've got little 20-cent Shazam. We'll go and drop that one in the Mylar. See how that one looks. Can't just put garbage in Mylar. Someone will buy it. Shiny objects. Oh, man. Deep dive. Thanks, man. Hey, it looks like Gem and Fear are going to go ahead and start up. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up by finishing this last book into the Mylars. Man, this one's actually in really good shape, too. There you go. Shazam. I only got 2 Shazam books left in the collection. It looks like these are the only 2 I have. There you go. And there's again, Shazam. Do I keep going on 20-cent Shazam, or do I just get rid of those 2? I don't know. That's a question for another day. Anyway, I want to thank everybody that joined me today. And as I'm going to hit you with. Where's that stupid? There it is. The subscribe button. Man, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, think about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell. I do put out a decent amount of content. As I mentioned, I'm just coming up on 700 videos coming up here pretty soon. And who knows? You may find a new channel through this channel, because I like to shout out a bunch of channels. As always, don't forget, we had a good time, everybody, and have a great weekend. Peace.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.